Hello students, till now we have seen so many things in the topic of refraction, am I right? Yes. Even last class we have seen some numerical problems which is based on Snell's law, absolute refractive index and relative refractive index, so many things. Okay. So in this session we are going to start a next topic. What is that? Next topic. Okay, so let's get started. Okay. I have a persistent eye problem for a long time. So yesterday I went to hospital and after checking, doctor insisted, doctor suggested me to wear spectacles because of low vision power. Okay, I asked the doctor, why do I need to wear spectacles? Okay, then doctor replied me, as you have so less vision power, you need to wear spectacles. Okay, doubtedly I asked the doctor, specs actually just made up of glass. And how it is possible to rectify my eye problem? Okay, which means increase my vision power. Okay, then the doctor explained me, sir, spectacles not just made up of glass that contain powerful lens. What is that? Specs contain lens. Okay, so it may rectify your eye problem, isn't it? So for that I am going to next week onwards I am going to wear specs, isn't it? Yes. So from this information, can you guess any ideas what I am going to teach now? What is that? Yes, that is lens. So today we will start with the next topic, spherical lenses. What is that? Spherical lenses. Yes. Spherical lenses, isn't it? You may have seen a palmist using a lens, for seeing the details of the person's palm. Okay, do you know who is called palmist? Who is called palmist? P-A-L-M-I-S-T. Who is called palmist? Okay, a person who looks at the lines, lines on the person's palm. That person is called, what is that? That person is called palmist. Okay, in Tamil we say kairega pakaravanga, like this. Kairega pakaravanga. Okay, that person is called palmist. So the palmist using the lens, for seeing the details of the lines of a person clearly. I mean, a watchmaker also uses a lens, to see extremely small parts of the watch clearly. Is it? Yes. Even every day we take selfie. I mean, every day we take selfie through a smartphone. Okay. That selfie camera contains lens in it. Okay, selfie camera, a mobile camera contains lens in it. Okay, so I am teaching here. So there is a camera in front of me. That camera records my teaching. Alright, the camera records my teaching. That camera contains lens in it. Isn't it? So we see so many things around us. Okay, I can see the table, a chair, books, a blackboard, so many things. Here, which sense organ helps to see so many things which are around us? Eye, am I right? Eye. That eye contains a lens. Is it? Eye contains lens. Isn't it? So when lenses are used to make spectacles, microscope, telescope, and many optical instruments. Many optical instruments. In fact, lens plays very important role in our everyday life. Isn't it? Lens plays very important role in our everyday life. Okay. So what is lens? That is very big question. Lens. What is lens? Is it? That is first one. So first we will see what is lens. So what is lens? That is first question. See, already we have studied about spherical mirrors, the two types of spherical mirrors, both convex mirror as well as concave mirror. Okay, here the spherical mirrors work based on the principle of reflection. What is that? Reflection or refraction, isn't it? So the spherical mirrors are good reflector. Am I right? Spherical mirrors are good reflectors. What is a reflector, sir? That is the big question. What is a reflector? Okay, so consider spherical mirror. Two types of spherical mirror. What is this mirror? What is this one? So this is concave mirror. Yes, this is concave mirror, and this one backside that's supporting. What is this? This is convex mirror. Yes, this is convex mirror. Yes. So when light rays fall on the surface of the spherical mirrors, what will happen? What will happen? So when light rays fall on the surface of the spherical mirrors, what will happen? They bounce back. Okay, which means they send back in different direction. They send back in different direction, isn't it? So spherical mirrors are good reflector because they bounce back the light. Okay, this falls on the surface of the mirrors. Two types of mirrors, isn't it? So spherical mirrors are good reflector but bad transparenter. Okay, because the spherical mirrors do not allow the light to pass through them because there is coating, backside there is coating, isn't it? So spherical mirrors do not allow the light to pass through them. Okay, so spherical mirrors are good reflector but bad transparenter, isn't it? Okay, so because spherical mirrors do not allow the light to pass through them, backside there is coating, isn't it? So what is lens? That is very big question. That is next question. We have seen about spherical mirrors. Then what is lens? Lens means nothing but very easy one. A lens is a transparent medium. Is that lens is a transparent medium, so bounded by two spherical surfaces. That is lens. Okay, I am going to write here. Look at here. Lens is a transparent medium. What is that? Transparent medium bounded by spherical surfaces. Okay, a lens is a transparent medium, so bounded by spherical surfaces. That is lens. Very easy one. Okay, so look at here. So what is this transparent medium, sir? So what is transparent medium? The material which allows the light to pass through them. That is transparent medium. Alright? The material which allows the light to pass through them, that is transparent medium. For example, air, one of the transparent medium, glass, the transparent medium, water, alcohol, diamond, they all are transparent medium because they all are allows the light to pass through them from one side to another side. Isn't it? So what transparent medium means nothing but what is that? A material which allows the light to pass through them, that is transparent medium. Isn't it? So here, lens also one of the transparent medium. Okay, lens also one of the transparent medium, which means which allows the light to pass through them. Isn't it? Yes. So generally, lenses are made by glass. What is that? What material? Glass. Mostly lenses are made by glass because glass is one of the transparent medium. Isn't it? So what is a bounded, sir? What is bounded? Bounded means formed. Okay, lenses are formed by two spherical surfaces. What is that? Two spherical surfaces. Very, very important. Look at this. What is lens? A lens is a transparent medium, which means a lens which allows the light to pass through them. Isn't it? Then it is bounded by two spherical surfaces, which means that is formed by, which is a lens that is formed by two spherical surfaces. Isn't it? It's very easy once you look at it. Okay, so generally lenses are made by what material? What transparent material? That is glass. Isn't it? So if you allow the light, okay, light rays through one end, okay, through another end, light rays will come out. Light rays will come out because lenses are transparent medium. Isn't it? Lenses are transparent medium. Okay, so I have a lens. Look at here. I have a lens. Okay, I am going to demonstrate that. Look at here. So I am going to allow the light rays through one side of the lens. Okay, I am going to allow the light rays through one side of the lens. Okay, through the other side, light rays will come out. We look at here. Yes. Can you see this? Can you see? Look at here. I am allowing. Okay, so I am allowing the light rays through one side of the lens, through the other side, light rays coming out. Look at here. Yes, because lens is a transparent medium. Isn't it? Lens is a transparent medium. It's very, very simple. So keep it in mind. Okay. So what is lens? Lens means nothing but lens is a transparent medium. Okay. It's bounded by two surfaces, two spherical surfaces. Okay. So what is transparent medium? A material which allows the light to pass through them. That is transparent medium. Isn't it? So here, so generally, okay, mostly the lenses are made by the transparent material of glass. Isn't it? Yes, very simple. Okay. So next we are going to see the types of, okay, so types of spherical lenses, isn't it? Like types of spherical lenses. So next one is types of spherical lenses. Okay, there are two main types of spherical lenses. Okay, there are two main types of spherical mirrors. First one, what is that, sir? First one, that is convex lens, and second one, that is concave lens. Okay, there are two main types of spherical lenses. First one, what is that? Convex lens. Second one, concave lens. Okay, look at here. First one, that is convex lens. Okay, convex lens. The second one, that is concave lens. Second one, what is that? Concave lens. Okay, so first we will start with first one. What is that? Convex lens. Okay, convex lens. Yes. First one, convex lens. Okay, look at here. I am going to draw. Okay, I am going to draw the diagram of convex lens and listen carefully here. Okay, this is a beautiful convex lens. Alright, this is beautiful. So this is a beautiful convex lens diagram. Okay, so next question rises here. So why it is called a convex lens? Okay, so why it is called convex lens? So look at here. So this is a diagram of convex lens. Actually, this is made up of what material? It's a glass. Glass is also one of the transparent material, isn't it? Yes. So this convex lens has two surfaces. Am I right? Two surfaces. So this is one surface and that is one surface. Yes. So this is surface 1. This side surface 1, and this side surface 2. Isn't it? This is surface 2. So this convex lens has two surfaces. Surface 1, this is surface 2. Look at here. Here the two surfaces are flexed out shape. Okay, flexed out, okay, which means curved out shape. Look at here. The both sides, okay, both sides are curved out. Okay, which means bulging outwards shape. That is the reason why it is called convex lens. Isn't it? So it has flexed out shape. Okay, or what is that? Curved out shape. Curved out shape. Isn't it? So that is the reason why it is called convex lens. Isn't it? Very simple. Look at here. The convex lens has, okay, two surfaces. So this is surface 1 and that is surface 2. Isn't it? So here the two surfaces are flexed out shape. Okay, which means curved outward. Look at here. This surface looks like curved outward. Okay, which means this surface also looks like curved outward. Which means bulging outward. Okay, bulging outward direction. That is the reason why it is called, what is that? Convex lens. Isn't it? Convex lens. Very, very simple. Don't get confused. Okay, what is flexed out? Flexed out means curved out. Okay, or otherwise you can use bulging out. Or the bulging outwards. Okay, so these two surfaces are bulging outward direction. Isn't it? Outward direction. That is the reason why it is called, what is that? Convex lens. Isn't it? Yes. Look at here. So this is middle part of the lens. Alright. So this is middle part of the lens. Yes. This is middle part. That is middle part of the lens. Yes. Then the both are, okay, which means this part and this part both are edges. Alright. Yes. So this is edges. This is one of the edge of the convex lens. This is also one of the edge of the convex lens. Isn't it? So look at here. This convex lens has thicker. Okay, look at there. This part is very thick. Alright. The convex lens has a thicker at the middle. Okay, alright. Yes, this is thicker at the middle, but thinner at the edges. Thinner at the edges. This is thinner. Isn't it? Very simple. So this is a convex lens diagram. So this is the middle part of the convex lens, and both are this part and this part. Both are edges of the convex lens. Isn't it? Yes. Look at here. This is the middle part. This middle part is very thicker. This middle part is very thicker than both edges. Am I right? So this convex lens has thicker at the middle but thinner at the edges. The thinner at the edges. So what is thicker and thinner, sir? Thicker means what is that? The thickness high, isn't it? Thicker means thickness high. Thinner means thickness less. Okay, so look at here. So middle part has thicker compared than edges. Isn't it? Compared than edges. Isn't it? So a lens that has thicker at the middle but thinner at the edges. What is that? That is called convex lens. Very simple. Don't get confused. A lens that has thicker at the middle. Okay, thicker at the middle part, which is this part. Thinner. Okay, thinner at the edges. That is called convex lens. Okay, I'm going right here. Look at here. A lens that has thicker at the middle but thinner at the edges. What is that? Thinner at the edges. That lens is called, what is that? That is convex lens. Very simple. You don't get confused, isn't it? Yes. So this convex lens also known as biconvex lens or double convex lens. Okay, I'm going right here. Look at here. So this convex lens also known as biconvex. What is that? Biconvex or double convex lens. Okay, so this convex lens also known as what is that? Biconvex lens or double convex lens. Okay, so why it is called like this? That is next question. Why it is called like biconvex or double convex? Look at here. So what is the meaning for bi? Okay, bi means what is that? Bi means two. Alright? Bi means that is two. Okay, so look at here. So this convex lens has two surfaces. Alright? The convex lens has two surfaces. The two surfaces are curved. Okay, it's curved outward. Okay, it's curved outward direction. That is the reason why it is called, what is that? Biconvex. Isn't it? So bi, which means what is that? Bi means two. So the convex lens has two surfaces. These two surfaces are flexed out shape, which means curved out shape or bulging outward. That is the reason why that is called, what is that? Biconvex lens. Okay. So next one, double convex. So why this convex lens is also known as double convex lens? Okay. What is a double mean? What is that? Double mean that is two. Okay. Double mean that is also two. Okay, so this convex lens has two surfaces. Okay, so they are bulging outward direction. Okay, which means curved outward direction. That is the reason why it is called double convex lens. Double convex lens, very simple. You don't get confused. Okay, so once again recall. So first of all, what is? Okay, there are two main types of spherical lenses. First one, convex lens. Second one, concave lens. Okay, first we will see about convex lens. So this is a diagram of convex lens, isn't it? Yes. So this convex lens has two surfaces. This is surface one, that is surface two. Here the two surfaces are, what is that? The curved outward direction, curved out shape, isn't it? Which means flexed out shape, isn't it? So that is the reason why it is called convex lens. So this convex lens has thicker at the middle, okay, but thinner at the edges. Is it thinner at the edges? So a lens that has a thicker at the middle but thinner at the edges, that is called, what is that? That is convex lens. So this convex lens is also known as biconvex lens or double convex lens. Is it double convex lens? Okay. So why it is called biconvex? Bi means two. Okay, so two surfaces are curved outward direction. That's why it is called biconvex. Then why it is called double convex? Double, which means what is that? Two. Okay, two surfaces are curved outward direction. That is the reason why it is called, what is that? Double convex lens. You don't get confusion very easily. Okay, so I have a convex lens. Okay, I have a convex lens. Okay, I am going to show. Okay, look at here. Yes. So this is a convex lens. Look at here. Actually, this is a front part. Okay, it's a front view of the convex lens. Okay, this is a side view of the convex lens. Okay, look at here. This is one surface and this is one surface. Okay, here the two surfaces are bulging outward direction. Can you see clearly this? Yes, the two surfaces are bulging outward direction, which means curved out direction. That is the reason why it is called, what is that? Convex lens. Okay, it has two surfaces. This is one surface and that is one surface. Here the two surfaces are curved outward direction, which means bulging out. That is the reason why it is called convex lens. Okay, don't get confused. Isn't it? So that's all about convex lens, a very easy one. Okay, so next we will see what is concave lens. Concave lens. Concave lens actually that is opposite to convex lens. Okay, I am going to draw here. Look at here. Second one, what is that? That is concave lens. Okay, second one is that concave lens, not a convex lens. Yes. So I am going to draw a beautiful concave lens diagram. Yes. Yes. This is a beautiful concave lens diagram. Actually, this is a side view. It's not a front view. It's a side view of the concave lens, isn't it? Yes, look at here. So this concave lens also has, what is that? Two surfaces. Alright. So this is one surface and that is one surface. Alright. So it has two surfaces. Surface 1. This is surface 2. Okay. Then why it is called? Next one is this. Why it is called concave lens? Concave lens. Look at here. Okay, the two surfaces are flexed in, which means curved in direction, curved in shape. That is the reason why it is called concave lens. Okay, look at here. So like convex lens, concave lens also has two surfaces. This is first surface and this is second surface. Okay, here the two surfaces are flexed in shape. Okay, which means curved in shape. Okay, look at here. The two surfaces are curved inward, which means bulging inward direction. Okay, towards inside. That is the reason why it is called concave lens. Isn't it? Don't get confusion. That is the reason why it is called concave lens. Already we know what is cave. This is cave. Okay, already I thought, okay, while I am teaching spherical mirrors. Cave means what is that? This is cave. Okay, this, you keep your hand like this. So this curved inward path. Okay, this is cave. Isn't it? Cave means nothing but it is curved inward. Okay, towards inside. That is called cave. Okay, so look at here also. The convex lens actually the two surfaces curved inward direction, which means curved inward direction. That is the reason why it is called concave lens. Isn't it? Now look at here. Now look at here. So this is middle part. Yes, this is middle part of the concave lens. And these are edges of the concave lens. Yes, this is middle part and these are edges. So this is one of the edge and that is also one of the edge. Okay, so look at here. So this concave lens has thinner, okay, thinner at the middle but thicker at the edges. Alright, yes, this is thinner at middle and thicker at edges. It's very simple, don't get confusion. This is concave lens diagram. Okay, so this concave lens has two surfaces. This first surface, this second surface. Here the two surfaces are curved inward direction, which means bulging inward. That is the reason why it is called concave lens. So look at here. This is the middle part of the concave lens, and both are, okay, this part and that part both are edges of the concave lens. Look at here. So compare the edges. The middle part is very thin. Okay, which means what is thin? Thin means thickness less. Isn't it? Thickness less. Yes. So at the edges, thickness high. Compare the middle. So this is called, what is that? This is a concave lens. This is called concave lens. So the middle part has thinner, which means less thickness, and edges have thickness high, which means that is thicker. So it's very simple. That is called concave lens. So a lens that has thinner at the middle but thicker at the edges. That is called concave lens. Okay, I'm going to write here. Look at here. A lens that has thinner at the middle but thicker at the edges. That is called concave lens. Lens that has thinner at the middle but thicker at the edges, that lens is called concave lens. You don't get confusion. So very simple, isn't it? So this concave lens is also known as biconcave lens or double concave lens. Okay, so this concave lens also known as, what is that? Biconcave lens or double concave lens. Double concave lens. So why it is called like this? Look at here. What is the word meaning? Bi means two. Alright? Bi means two. So this concave lens has two surfaces. These two surfaces are curved inward direction, which means bulging inward direction. So that is the reason why it is called biconcave lens. Isn't it? Biconcave lens. Very simple. So next one, why it is called double concave lens? What is a double? What is the word mean? Double means that is also two. Okay, that is also two. So this concave lens has two surfaces. These two surfaces are bulging inward direction. Okay, which means curved inward direction. So that is the reason why it is called double concave lens. Very simple. Double concave lens. Okay, so can you identify the difference between the convex lens and concave lens? Yes. By convex lens, what is convex lens? Okay, a lens that has thicker at the middle but thinner at the edges, that is convex lens. Alright, so what is concave lens? A lens that has thinner at the middle but thicker at the edges, that is called concave lens. Okay, it's very simple, so don't get confusion. Okay, so many people get confusion, okay, whether it is convex lens or concave lens. But my dear students, it is interesting to remember that. Okay, so whenever you see the flexed out shape or curved out shapes, we will call it as, what is that? That is convex lens. Okay, so whenever you see flexed in shape or curved in shapes, we will call it as, what is that? Concave lens. Very, very easy one. You don't get confusion. This is a basic. If you make mistake in this concept, it leads to very big mistakes. Okay, hereafter. Isn't it? So don't get confused. It's very easy one. Okay, so I am going to give some symbol. Okay, to remember that easily. Okay, so keep your hand like this. Keep your hand like this. Okay, my hand has two surfaces. This is one surface and that is one surface. Isn't it? Yes. Here the two surfaces are curved outward direction. Am I right? Curved outward direction. So this is a symbol for, what is that? Convex lens. Is it? What is that? Convex lens. Why? Because here two surfaces of my hand curved outward direction, bulging outward direction. Isn't it? Yes. Next one is a symbol for concave lens. Okay, this is concave lens. Okay, here the two surfaces are curved inward direction. I mean curved inward direction. This is one surface and that is one surface. Here two surfaces of my hand curved inward direction. So this is a symbol for, what is that? Concave lens. Very, very simple. You don't get confused. Isn't it? So there is some difference. Okay, the dissimilarities between convex lens and concave lens. Okay, that I have taught now. isn't it? Yes. So next we are going to see how are they formed? What? How are spherical lenses formed? That is the next question. Am I right? Yes. Next we are going to see that. So next we are going to see how are spherical lenses formed. So next one, how are they formed? That is next question. How are they formed? Which means what is that? How are spherical lenses formed? That is next one, isn't it? See, already we have studied about the spherical mirrors. Okay, the spherical mirrors are formed by what is that? Sphere. Alright, spherical mirrors are formed by spheres. Okay, so in order to understand, okay, how are spherical lenses formed, again you need to recall how are spherical mirrors formed, isn't it? Yes. For example, consider a sphere. Okay, consider a sphere. Okay, so if we cut the sphere into two pieces, we can get spherical mirrors. Okay, don't get confusion. I'm going to talk about spherical mirrors, not a spherical lenses. Look at here. So consider a sphere. Consider a sphere that is made up of glass. So this is sphere that is made up of glass. Okay, so if we cut the sphere into two pieces at the corner, at the boundary, we can get two pieces like this. Alright, we can get two pieces like this. So you take this piece, this means this part. Okay, take this part and again take that part. Isn't it? Yes. So if you make coating this side, that is act as a what mirror? That is convex mirror. Am I right? That is convex mirror. Okay, and take this part and make a coating outside. So this mirror acts as a what is that? What mirror? This part acts as a what mirror? That is concave mirror. Concave mirror. Isn't it very simple? So look at here, consider a sphere that is made up of glass. If we cut the sphere into two pieces at boundary, we can get two pieces. So this is one part of the sphere. This is one part of the sphere. Okay, I have done here. Look at here. So if you make coating this side, that is act as a convex mirror. So if you make coating this side, that is act as a concave mirror, isn't it? So look at here. Here both convex mirror and concave mirror have been formed by this sphere. Only one sphere that is made up of glass. Right? Both convex mirror and concave mirror have been formed by the sphere made up of glass. Likewise, spherical lenses also made by two spheres. What is that? Two spheres. Spherical lenses also formed by two spheres. Next, we will see that. Is it? Now, can you get some idea? Yes. We will see how are spherical lenses formed. So look at here. First we are going to see how is a convex lens formed. Okay, first we will say about convex lens. Convex lens. Okay, so now we are going to see how is convex lens formed, isn't it? That's very simple. Look at here. So I am going to draw the structure. Okay, which is a diagram of the convex lens. Look at here. So this is a convex lens diagram. isn't it? Yes. So this convex lens has two surfaces. Am I right? So this is one surface, and that is one surface. This convex lens has two surfaces. This is one surface, and that is one surface. So look at the 3.1. If I take this part, which part? If I take this surface of the convex lens, I can make a sphere like that. Alright, I can make a sphere like that. Yes. If I take this part, okay, so if I take this surface of the convex lens, I can make an imaginary sphere. Okay, imaginary sphere like that. Isn't it? Yes. If I take this part, okay, so if I take this part, again I can make an imaginary sphere like this. Yes, very simple. Listen here. First, now we are going to see how is convex lens formed. Okay, so already we know the spherical mirrors. The spherical mirrors are formed by sphere that is made up of glass. Likewise, spherical lenses also made by two spheres. What is that? Two spheres. Okay, first we are going to see how is spherical lens formed. How is spherical lens? What lens? Convex lens formed. Okay, so first take on convex lens. This is a convex lens. It has two surfaces. This is surface 1, this is surface 2. Okay, if I take this surface, I can make a sphere. I can make a sphere like that. Okay, that is imaginary sphere. Okay, if I take this part, okay, this surface of the convex lens, I can make a sphere like that. So this is one of the sphere, and that is one of the sphere. So this is sphere. So that is also one of the sphere. Here these both spheres made up of what? Glass. Sphere 1, this is sphere 2. This sphere 1 made up of glass, as well as sphere 2 also made up of glass. Sphere 2 also made up of glass. Look at here. Here, the convex lens is formed. Okay, the combining of two spherical surfaces. Am I right? Look at here. So this is convex lens. Here, the convex lens is formed combining of two spherical surfaces that is made up of glass. Am I right? This is how convex lens is formed. Okay, from combining of two spherical surfaces that is made up of glass. Very simple, isn't it? So this is one sphere made up of glass. This is also one of the sphere made up of glass. So when we combine the two spheres, okay, at the intersection of two spheres, there will be what? Convex lens. Isn't it? Convex lens, very simple. Okay, so here convex lens has been formed combining of two spheres, which means two spherical surfaces made up of glass. Very simple, isn't it? So this is for convex lens. Next we will see what is the concave lens. Okay, so do you think concave lens also made up of two spherical surfaces? Yes, that is also made up of two spherical surfaces, isn't it? Yes, we will see that next one. So next one for concave lens. What is that? Next we are going to see how is concave lens formed. Isn't it? Here the concave lens also formed what? The concave lens also formed by two spherical surfaces made up of glass. Isn't it? Yes. So I am going to draw a concave lens diagram. Isn't it? Yes. No. First I am going to take two spherical surfaces. Okay, yes. So consider spherical surface. Okay, consider sphere. Okay, that is made up of glass. So this is sphere 1. This is sphere 1. It is made up of glass. Sphere 1 is made up of glass. Yes. Again, consider another one. Another one sphere that is also made up of glass like this. Okay, consider another one sphere. Yes. Okay, consider sphere 1 that is made up of glass. Consider another one sphere that is also made up of what is that? Glass. So we consider two sphere that is made up of glass, isn't it? Look at here, this very important term. So if I connect the two spherical surfaces, okay, so we can get what is that? Concave lens. Look at here. If I connect this part, okay, so if I connect this part of the boundary of the two spheres, we can get what is that? We can get concave lens. Very simple. Look at here. First, consider sphere. Okay, one sphere that is made up of glass. Consider another one sphere that is also made up of glass, isn't it? So look here. If we connect the two spheres, okay, at boundary, okay, at this boundary, isn't it? So we can get what is that? That is concave lens. Look at here. So this is concave lens. Yes. So this part is concave. Can you see this clearly? This is what is that? That is concave lens, isn't it? See, look at here. Convex lens. A convex lens has been formed the combining of two spheres made up of glass, whereas this concave lens has been formed the connecting of two spheres made up of glass. Okay, connecting of two spheres made up of glass. So this is a concave lens. Isn't it? It's very, very simple. So both convex lens and concave lens have been formed from by what material? With spheres. Okay, spheres. Okay, spheres made up of glass. Keep the name. Very simple, isn't it? So this is how concave lens also form, isn't it? Yes, very, very simple one. Okay. So till now we have seen what is lens. Okay, the types of lens, how are they formed, so many things, isn't it? So next we are going to see, okay, some important components of spherical lenses. Okay, keep this point. Both convex lens and concave lens have been formed from where? Sphere. Okay, two spheres made up of glass, isn't it? Yes. So next one we are going to see some important components of spherical lenses. Important components of spherical lenses. First of all, what is components? Okay, components means nothing but these spherical lenses have some important terms. Okay, some important terms which is used to make a ray diagrams clearly. They all are called components. We will see one by one. Okay, already we have seen the same type of concept in spherical mirrors. Okay, that is we are going to see in the topic of spherical lenses also, isn't it? Yes. First we are going to see components for convex lens. After that we will see concave lens, isn't it? Here both convex lens and concave lens components are same. Okay, because the spherical lens, which means both convex lens and concave lens have been formed from spherical. Okay, two spherical surfaces. That is the reason why here both convex lens and concave lens components are same. Keep them in mind. Isn't it? Yes. First we will start with convex lens. What is that? Convex lens. Isn't it? Yes. Look at here. First one. So first we consider one convex lens. Yes. What is this? It is a convex lens. Yes. Okay. Now we are going to see the components of spherical lenses. Okay. First one, convex lens. Isn't it? Both convex lens and concave lens. That is called spherical lenses. Don't get confused. It's very easy one. Okay. But first we are going to see components for convex lens. Isn't it? What is component? Component nothing but some important terms, okay, which are used to make a ray diagrams. That is component. Isn't it? Yes. First we will see. This is a what is a this is a convex lens. Now this is convex. Why it is called convex lens? Because the two surfaces are curved. Okay, curved out direction. Okay, curved out direction. That is the reason why it is called convex lens. Isn't it? Yes. So the center part of the convex lens. What is that? The center part of the convex lens, that is called optical center. Okay, so the center part of the convex lens is called optical center. What is that? Optical center. So this optical center is denoted with the letter capital O. Capital O. Isn't it? So the first component of convex lens, what is that? That is optical center. Okay, we'll see one by one. First one, what is that? Optical center. Okay, so what is optical center, sir? The center part of the lens, which means convex lens, that is called optical center. The center part of the center part or center point of the convex lens. The center point of the convex lens is called, what is that? Optical center. Optical center is denoted by the letter capital O. Isn't it? In some books that is represented by the letter C, capital C. But as for NCERT we have optical center symbol, that is capital O. Isn't it? Yes. So this optical center has some special property. What is the property, sir? This optical center has some special property. What is the property, sir? Okay, that is very simple. Look here. So whenever light goes through this optical center, there will be no bending of light, which means there will be no refraction. Sir, how it is possible, sir? You may ask me how it is possible, sir. When light goes from one medium to another medium, there will be refraction, which means bending of light. Okay, here light goes from air medium into glass medium. Okay, air medium into glass medium. So there must be refraction, but you are telling there will be no refraction. How it is possible, sir? You may ask me. Am I right? So under what condition there will be no refraction, which means bending of light? Whenever already we have studied the concept of glass slab, okay, refraction through glass slab. So whenever light rays fall normally, note this point, whenever light rays fall normally on the surface of the another medium, there will be no bending of light. Am I right? There will be no bending of light, which means there will be no refraction. Isn't it? It's very simple. So here this optical center acts as what is that? That is normal. The optical center acts as what is that? Normal. That is the reason why whenever light goes through this optical center, there will be no bending of light. Light will go in a straight line. Because it is acts as a normal, which means 90 degree. Isn't it? For that convex lens. Isn't it? So this is a special property of optical center for convex lens. Isn't it? Yes. So whenever light goes like this, whenever light goes through this optical center, there will be no bending of light like this. Light will go. Okay, so instead of that, light will go in a straight line like this. This is incident ray, this is refracted ray. Light will go like this, straight line. Isn't it very simple? Okay, so first one component of this convex lens, what is that? That is optical center. Okay, so this center point of the convex lens is called, what is that? It is optical center. Optical center is denoted by the letter capital O. Okay, in some books that is represented by the letters capital C, but as per NCERT we have capital O. Isn't it? So this optical center has some special property. What is the property, sir? So whenever light goes through this optical center, there will be no bending of light, which means there will be no refraction. Light will go in a straight line. That is the special property of this optical center, because that is acts as a normal. Isn't it? It's very simple. Okay, so this is first component. So this is first component. Isn't it? Yes. What is this? This point, what is it? This is the optical center. Oh, is it? Yes. So next we will see next one. Okay, so next one component of convex lens. Isn't it? Yes. So already we know this convex lens. Okay, the convex lens is formed. Okay, it's formed by two spherical surfaces. I mean two spherical surfaces. So if I take this part, okay, this surface, I can make a sphere like this. I can make a sphere like this. Am I right? Yes. So this sphere has center. Am I right? So this sphere has center. Am I right? Yes, that is right. So this sphere has center. So this center is called center of curvature. What is that? Center of curvature. That is called center of curvature. That sphere is called center of curvature. Okay, but because so if you take this surface, we can make a imaginary sphere. Suppose if you take this surface, I can make a imaginary sphere. Yes, alright. So if you take this surface, okay, so we can make a sphere. Alright, so we can make a sphere. Okay, so if this sphere has a center of curvature, that sphere also have a center of curvature, which means center part. Yes, so this sphere also has center. Alright, so this sphere also has center. So this center part of this sphere that is called center of curvature 2. Center of curvature. Okay, so this is center of curvature 1, this is center of curvature 2. So center of curvature is basically denoted by the letter C. Basically denoted by the letter C. So this is center of curvature 1, so this is C1. This is represented by C1. So this is center of curvature 2, this is represented by C2. Very simple. But you can ask me, so why we should not denote? So this has center of curvature 1, that has center of curvature 2. Why? We denote, no problem at all. So for convenience, I have taken this center of curvature 1, this center of curvature 2. Okay, if you need, you can make this is center of curvature 1, this is center of curvature 2. Very simple, isn't it? Yes. So here this spherical lenses, okay, this convex lens has two center of curvature. The center of curvature 1, that is center of curvature 2. So very simple. Is it so next one component, what is that? Second one, that is center of curvature. Center of, next one, what is that? Center of curvature. Center of curvature is denoted by the letter, what is that? C. Isn't it C? Okay, so what is center of curvature? The center part of the sphere. Okay, the center part of the sphere, so both spheres, that is called, what is the center of curvature? So the center part of the spheres, okay, two sphere is called, center part of the spheres, two spheres are called, what is the center of curvature, isn't it? Look at here. So consider convex lens. Convex lens two surfaces. If I take this surface, I can make a complete sphere, imaginary sphere like that. Okay, if I take this part, this surface, I can make a complete imaginary sphere like that, isn't it? So these two spheres, what is that? Two spheres will have a center. So this center part of the two spheres, that is called center of curvature. So this is center of curvature 1, this is center of curvature 1. So if you want, you can mention this is center of curvature 1, this is center of curvature, no problem at all. Very easy one, isn't it? So next one component we are going to see that, isn't it? Yes. Look at here. So this is center of curvature and this is optical center and this is center of curvature for second sphere, isn't it? Yes. Look at here. So the distance between this center of curvature and this optical center, so that is called radius of curvature. What is that? Radius of curvature, simple one. Okay, so third one component of convex lens, what is that? That is radius of curvature. Radius of curvature. So radius of curvature is basically denoted by the letter R, capital R. Capital R. Isn't it? It's very simple. Look at here. So this distance between this center of curvature and this optical center, that is called, what is that? That is called radius of curvature. But sir, look at you may ask me, but what is radius? Radius means nothing but the center part of the sphere, okay, and the boundary, okay, the distance between center point and the boundary, that is radius. But I have mentioned here the distance between the center of the sphere and this optical center, okay. But here there must be, what is that? This circumference of the sphere. There must be circumference of the sphere. Then how I did make like that? How it is possible? You may ask me. Okay, for example, consider a circle. We consider a circle here which is radius. So this is center part of the circle. Alright? So this is center part of the circle. So the distance between the center part and the boundary, okay, which means the circumference of the circle, that distance is called radius. Alright? That distance is called radius. But look at here. But I have mentioned here the distance between center of curvature and the optical center. Okay, so that is radius of curvature. How it is possible, sir? Actually, there must be the distance between center of curvature and this circumference of the, which means this one, and the circumference of the surface of the sphere. Okay, then why I have made like that? Okay, why I have made like that? That is the next question. See, basically the lens is very thin, very small. Okay, like this. Okay, so basically the lens, the thickness is very less. Okay, for clear view, I have drawn like this. But in optical instrument that has very thin lens. Okay, very thin lens like this. Isn't it? So here the distance between the optical center and the circumference is very less. That is in micro. Okay, micro is nothing but 10 to the power of minus 3. Isn't it? How much? 10 to the power of minus 3. Isn't it? So 10 to the power of minus 3, that is equal to, what is that? 0.001 meter. Am I right? How much? 0.001 meter. So that is equal to 0. That is equal to 0. So look at here, very important point. So the distance between this optical center and the circumference of the surface, okay, spherical surface, is very less. So that is negligible. Is it what is that? That is negligible, which means we should not consider that. Okay, so we can take the optical center or otherwise the circumference, okay, surface of the circumference. No problem at all. Isn't it? See, I am explaining Tamil because it's a very important term. Look at here. Generally, நம்ம ரேடியஸ் என்ன சொல்லுவோம்? ரேடியஸ் என்ன சொல்லுவோம்? சென்டர் பார்ட்ல இருந்து அதோட சர்க்கம்ஃபரன்ஸ் வரைக்கும் இருக்கிறத இந்த ரேடியஸ் சொல்லுவோம். ஓகேவா? ஆனா இங்க நம்ம என்ன எடுத்துப்போம்? சென்டர்ல இருந்து, இந்த ஸ்பியரோட சென்டர்ல இருந்து ஆப்டிகல் சென்டர் வரைக்கும் தான் நம்ம ரேடியஸ் எடுத்துப்போம். ஓகேவா? ஆனா இங்க இது வரைக்கும் எடுக்கணும். நம்ம இந்த சர்க்கம்ஃபரன்ஸ் ஆஃப் இந்த சர்க்கம்ஃபரன்ஸ் ஆஃப் தி ஸ்பியர் வரைக்கும், அதாவது இது வரைக்கும் நம்ம எடுக்கணும். பட் நாம இது வரைக்கும் எடுத்துப்போம். நம்ம இந்த ஆப்டிகல் சென்டர் வரைக்கும் தான் எடுத்துப்போம். ஏன் அப்படி எடுத்துப்போம் அப்படினா இங்க பாரு, இந்த ஆப்டிகல் சென்டருக்கும் இந்த சர்க்கம்ஃபரன்ஸ் ஆஃப் தி லென்ஸ் இருக்குடியா, அதோட டிஸ்டன்ஸ் ரொம்ப லெஸ். ஓகே, நான் பெருசா தெரியணும்ன்றதுக்காக ரொம்ப பெருசா தூரம் ட்ரா பண்ணிருக்கேன். பட் ஆப்டிகல் இன்ஸ்ட்ருமென்ட்ல அந்த டிஸ்டன்ஸ் பார்த்தா ரொம்ப சின்னதா இருக்கும். அதாவது நெக்லிஜிபிள் சைஸ்ல இருக்கும். ஓகேவா? எவ்வளவு இருக்குன்னா that is equal to 10 to the power of minus 3 meter ங்கிற ரேஞ்சில் இருக்கும். that is equal to 0.001 meter. so that is equal to 0. ஓகேவா? சோ அதோட டிஸ்டன்ஸ் ரொம்ப கம்மியா இருக்கனால என்ன பண்ண நாம எடுத்துக்க வேண்டியது இல்ல. so we can consider the optical center. புரியுதா? குழம்பி கூடாது, ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். இந்த டேர்ம் ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். isn't it? yes. so the distance between this optical, the center of curvature and this optical center, what is that? That is called radius of curvature. What is that? That is called radius of curvature. Radius of curvature. So if this sphere has radius of curvature, that sphere also should have radius of curvature. So this distance distance between the center of curvature and this optical center, that is radius. So this is radius of curvature 1, this is radius of curvature 2. Very simple. Okay, so the third one component, what is that? Radius of curvature. What is radius of curvature? The distance between the center of curvature and the optical center. The distance between center of curvature and the optical center. Okay, look at here, very simple. The distance between the center of curvature and the optical center. So that is called, what is that? That is the radius of curvature. Isn't it? Radius of curvature. So this is radius of curvature 1 denoted by the letter R1. This is radius of curvature 2 denoted by the letter R2. No problem. Very simple. Isn't it? Yes. Look at here. Look at here, this is one surface, this is one spherical surface, that is one spherical surface. Okay, now these two spherical surfaces are same. Okay, these two spherical surfaces size same. Okay, suppose if one spherical surface is larger than another one spherical surface, what will happen? That is the next one. Okay, so look at here, this is very important one. Here the two spherical surfaces are same size. Two spherical surfaces are same size. So due to which here the R1 will be equal to R2. Okay, R1 will be equal to R2. Okay, which means if the R1 value is 7 centimeter, how much? 7 centimeter. Then R2 value will be 7 centimeter. Isn't it? R2 value will be 7 centimeter. Okay, because here two surfaces are same size. Okay, two what surface? Spherical surfaces are same size. Okay, suppose if the one surface is larger than another surface, what will happen? That is next one. Look at here. So I am going to draw here because I don't have place. Look at here. So this is one sphere. So this is one sphere made up of glass. Sphere 1 made up of glass. Isn't it? Yes. Okay. Again I am going to next. I am going to take another one sphere like this. Okay. Another one sphere. This is also sphere. Sphere 2. That is also made up of glass. That is also made up of glass. Okay. So look at here. So this is sphere 1. This is sphere 2. Okay. Both spheres are made up of glass. So sphere 1 size is large compared to sphere 2. Can you see this clearly? Yes. Sphere 1 size is large compared to sphere 2. Isn't it? Yes. Look at here. So this sphere, first sphere will have center. Yes. So this is center of curvature C1. Okay. So this is what is that? This is convex lens. The both spheres combined together, which make convex lens. Am I right? Yes. So the center point of the convex lens, what is that? That is optical center O. Am I right? Optical center O. Yes. So the sphere 2 will have a center, that is center of curvature 2, C2. Center of curvature 2, that is C2. Am I right? Yes. Here which is radius of curvature. So this distance between center of curvature and optical center is radius of curvature for sphere 1. So this is R1. This is R1. So the distance between center of curvature and this optical center. So this is what is this? That is radius of curvature 2. Alright? Radius of curvature 2. So here radius of curvature for sphere 1 will not equal to radius of curvature of the sphere 2 because sphere 1 is larger than sphere 2. Okay, alright, here the distance decreases. What decreases? What distance? The distance between the center of curvature and this optical center is less compared than first sphere. Isn't it? So here the center, the R1 value may be equal to R2 value. Okay, as well as R1 value may not be equal to R2 value. Very simple. Okay, so in this case R1 value equal to R2 value. But in this condition, R1 value will not be equal to R2 value. Isn't it? Suppose if the R1 value, which means radius of curvature 1 value is 5 centimeter. Okay, R1 value is 5 centimeter. Okay, so this is 5 centimeter. So what about the radius of curvature for second sphere? Which means radius of curvature 2. It will be lesser than the 5 centimeter. So it may be 3 centimeter. Isn't it? 3 centimeters. Very simple. Okay, so whenever two surfaces are same size, okay, mark my word, whenever two surfaces are same size, R1 value will be equal to R2 value, which means radius of curvature 1 will be equal to radius of curvature 2. So whenever one surface is larger than another surface, the R1 value will not be equal to R2 value, or R2 value will not be equal to R1 value. You interchange that. That is very simple. Okay, this concept is very important concept. Many times this question asked in board question paper. Okay, very easy. So finally come to the point. What is radius of curvature? The distance between the center of curvature and the optical center. That is called radius of curvature. So radius of curvature denoted by the letter capital R. Okay, here the convex lens has how many radius of curvature? 2 radius of curvatures. Radius of curvature 1, radius of curvature 2. Isn't it? Yes. Very simple. So next we are going to see next one component of convex lens. What is next component of convex lens, sir? Okay, look at here. That is very important. Okay, that component is very important one to make a ray diagram. So what is that, sir? Yes. Okay, an imaginary line. Okay, can I get some idea? Yes. An imaginary line which passes through the optical center and the center of curvatures. That is called, what is that? That is principal axis. Alright, look at here, very simple. An imaginary line which passes through the center of curvatures and these optical centers, that is called, what is that? That is called principal axis. Alright, so this is called principal axis. Okay, this is imaginary line. Actually, there will not be like any line. Okay, so inside the convex lens, inside any lens are there. There is an imaginary line. Okay, we have to imagine that for ray diagrams, to draw the ray diagrams clearly, isn't it? So next one, what is that? An imaginary line which passes through the center of curvatures. Okay, center of curvatures and the optical centers, that is called principal axis. So fourth one component of convex lens, what is that? That is principal axis. Principal axis. What is that? That is principal axis. An imaginary line passes through what is that? Optical center O. Okay, so center of curvature C and optical center O. Okay, that is called, what is that? That is called principal axis. Okay, the imaginary line which passes through the optical center of curvature C and optical center O. That is called, what is that? Principal axis. Very simple. So this principal axis actually that is perpendicular to the surface of the, which means the faces of the lenses. So this is one face and this is one face. Okay, so this is one face of the convex lens, this is one face of the convex lens. So this principal axis actually perpendicular, which means 90 degree to the faces of the convex lens, isn't it? So this is one face and that is one face. So this is a 90 degree, which means perpendicular to the principal axis, isn't it? It's very simple. This is the fourth one. Next, the fifth one is very important. Next one is very important. What is that, sir? That is aperture. What is that? That is aperture. Okay, so next one component of the spherical lens, which means convex lens. What is that? That is aperture. You have ever heard that word aperture? Okay, you might have heard that word aperture in mobile phone camera. Alright, mobile phone camera. This is very important term. Why it is important term, sir? Look at here. Okay, first we will see what is aperture. So this is lens. Alright, so this is a lens. I am going to draw the same convex lens here. You note here. Because I don't have place, is it here? So I am going to draw diagram, convex lens. Okay, so this is a convex lens diagram. Am I right? Convex lens diagram. Okay, so next we are going to see about what is that? Aperture. So what is aperture, sir? Aperture means nothing but this height of the convex lens Okay, generally lens. Okay, not only convex lens. The height of the lens, that is called aperture. So this is aperture. Isn't it? So the height of the lens, that is called, what is that? That is aperture. Or otherwise we can say the size of the lens, that is called aperture. So aperture means the height of the lens or size of the lens or size of the, okay, so this height of the lens, or otherwise we can say this size of the lens, that is aperture. Okay, just now say why aperture is very important, sir. Okay, why aperture is very important? See, aperture is very important for every optical instruments. Okay, so why? Because look at here, as the aperture size increases, okay, which means the size of the lens increases, the more amount of light enters into the lens. Am I right? So the size of the lens increases, okay, so like this. If the size of the lens increases, more amount of light enters into the lens, so due to which we can get quality, brighter, beautiful images. Okay, so beautiful images. Even the mobile phones, the OnePlus and Oppo. Okay, Oppo, even Samsung Galaxy provides the night skip mode. What is that? Night skip mode. What is the night skip mode, sir? Which means at night time we can get the clear, beautiful image. Why? Because the Oppo and Samsung Galaxy mobile provides the aperture length high. Okay, aperture size high. So at night times, more amount of light enters into the lens. So due to which we can get quality, some brightest, beautiful image. That is the reason. Okay, so that is the reason why the aperture is very, very important, isn't it? So what is aperture? Aperture means nothing but the height of the lens. Or otherwise we can say the size of the lens, that is called aperture. Very important. If the size of the aperture increase, which means the size of the lens increase, the more amount of light enters into the lens, due to which we can get a clear, okay, very clear image, a very beautiful image, very brighter image. Isn't it? Isn't it? Very simple. Okay, so another one. Another one, generally, okay, so generally the aperture is represented by the diameter of the lens. Diameter, what is diameter, sir? So this is diameter. This is diameter. I mean, this is the diameter of the, this is diameter. This is diameter of the lens. Okay, so both are same, don't get confusion. Both all explanations are same. Okay, look at here. So generally the aperture is represented by its diameter. Okay, diameter of the lens. So diameter and height both are equal. Look at here. This is diameter and this is height. So both are equal. Don't get confusion. Okay, so what is we come to conclusion. So what is aperture? The height of the lens. Okay, or the size of the lens, that is aperture. So generally aperture is denoted by, which is represented by the diameter of the lens. The diameter and height both are same, you don't get confusion. Isn't it? Yes, very simple. So they all are components. They are all components of convex lens. Okay, there is another component, very, very important component, is focus. We will see later. Okay, because if I teach now, you may get some confusion. Okay, we will see next class. Isn't it? So these all are components for what lens? That is convex lens, not for concave lens. Okay. So what are the components which has convex lens? The same components will have a concave lens. Why? Because both convex lens and concave lens are obtained from two spherical surfaces made up of glass. Am I right? Yes. So these all are components of convex lens. Very, very, very important concept. Okay, if you make any mistake in this concept, it will collapse the entire concept. Isn't it? And once again I recall that. So what is optical center? The center part of the lens. This is the center part of the lens. That is called optical center. The optical center has some special property. What is the property? So whenever light goes through the optical center, there will be no bending of light. Light will go in a straight line because that is act as a normal. Isn't it? Yes, first one. Second one, what is that? Center of curvature. So already we know the convex lens is made up of two spheres made up of glass, right? So this sphere will have a center, that is center of curvature 1. Likewise, this sphere also will have a center, that is center of curvature 2, isn't it? So the center of curvature is the center of the sphere. The center of the sphere, that is called center of curvature. So center of curvature is denoted by the letter C. Okay, so C1 for center of curvature 1, C2 for center of curvature 2, isn't it? Next third one for the radius of curvature. What is the radius of curvature? The distance between the center of curvature and optical center. Or otherwise you can use this circumference of the lens. Isn't it? So that is called radius of curvature. So convex lens have two radius of curvature. Radius of curvature 1, that is the radius of curvature 2. So next one is the principal axis. Okay, so fourth one is the principal axis. Principal axis is an imaginary length which passes through the center of curvature and optical centers. That is called, what is that? That is called principal axis. So this principal axis that is perpendicular to the faces of the lenses. So this is one face of the lens and that is one face of the lens. So this principal axis is perpendicular to the two faces of the lens, isn't it? Yes. Next one, last one is the aperture. What is aperture, sir? Aperture means the height of the lens or the size of the lens. That is called aperture. Okay, aperture is very important. If this aperture size increases, more amount of light enters into the lens, so we can get a brighter image, a beautiful image, isn't it? So these are, so there will be another one component. What is that? The focus we will see next class because it is very, very important one, isn't it? So these are components of convex lens. Next we are going to see components of concave lens. So I am going to use this also. Okay, look here. Now we are going to see the components of a concave lens. Okay, second one, what is that? This concave lens. Concave lens. Okay, even concave lens also formed. Okay, it's bounded by two spheres made up of glass. Am I right? Yes. Look at here. Take one sphere. Okay, take one sphere. Okay, and take another one sphere. Take another one sphere. Okay, this sphere 1 and this sphere 2. Okay, if we connect the two spheres, we can get concave lens. So this is concave lens. Okay, this sphere 1 and this sphere 2. Alright, yes. This is sphere 1. This is sphere 2. Okay, if we connect the two spheres, we can get what lens? That is concave lens. Alright. So this concave lens will have a center. Alright. So the center part of the concave lens, what is that? What is that? That is optical center. See, the convex lens and concave lens components are same. Okay, components are same. Keep them in mind because both lenses are bounded by two spherical surfaces. Alright. So the components of convex lens same as that of components of concave lens. Isn't it? Very simple. So the center part of the concave lens, what is that? So this is optical center. So this is optical center. So optical center is generally denoted by letter. What is that? O, capital O. Capital O. Am I right? Yes, this is the first point, the first component of concave lens completed. So next one, this optical center. Okay, this optical center also has some special property. What is that? So whenever light goes through this optical center, there will be no bending of light, which means light will go in a straight line because that is also act as a normal. Isn't it? It's very simple. This is the first one. What is that? Optical center. Okay. So next one is the center of curvature. So this one sphere, this one sphere. Okay. So this sphere will have a center. Am I right? Yes. So this is center of curvature 1. This is center of curvature. So center of curvature 1. So this is denoted by letter one. Okay, so likewise, okay, so if this sphere has center of curvature, that sphere also will have a center of curvature. How many places? So this sphere also has center of curvature. Okay, center of curvature. Okay, how many? This sphere also center of curvature. So this is center of curvature. This is center of curvature, so do not place letter C2 because it is center of curvature 2. Isn't it? So this sphere has center, so that is called center of curvature. So a concave lens made up was bounded by two spheres. This sphere 1, this sphere. So this sphere will have a center. Am I right? So this center point of the sphere, that is center of curvature 1. So if this sphere has center of curvature, that sphere also will have a center of curvature, which means center part. So the center part of second sphere, that is called center of curvature. It's very simple, isn't it? So second one, the component of concave lens, what is that? It's center of curvature. Center of curvature is denoted by the letter capital C, isn't it? Yes. So here the concave lens has two center of curvature. So this center of curvature 1 denoted by the letter same one. The center of curvature 2 denoted by the letters C2, isn't it? Yes. Next third one, what is it? The radius of curvature. What is that? That is radius of curvature. So what is radius of curvature? So the distance between center of curvature and the optical center. Okay, so that is called radius of curvature. Is it? That is called radius of curvature. So this distance between center of curvature, radius of center of curvature and optical center is called radius of curvature. So this is for first sphere. Alright. So if this sphere has center of curvature, that sphere also should have center of curvature. Alright. Yes. So this is the distance between the center of curvature and this optical center, that is called radius of curvature. Okay, that is the third one. So radius of curvature denoted by the letter capital R. So here the concave lens has two radius of curvature. This is first one is denoted by the letter R1. This is second one is denoted by the letter R2. Isn't it? Yes. Next fourth component of concave lens, what is that? That is principal axis. What is that? Principal axis. So principal axis means nothing but an imaginary line. Okay, an imaginary line which passes through the center of curvature R and the optical center O. So that line is called, what is that? That is principal axis. Is it? An imaginary line which passes through the center of curvature and the optical center. So that is called principal axis. Isn't it? So this principal axis that is perpendicular to the two faces of the concave lens. Is it? So this is one face of the convex lens and this is second face of the convex lens. Isn't it? So this principal axis that is perpendicular to the, what is that? Perpendicular to the faces of the concave lens. Isn't it? So next one, fifth one, what is that? Aperture. So already you know what is aperture, just we have seen in the topic of convex lens components. Isn't it? So aperture means nothing but, so this is concave lens structure. So aperture means this height of the concave lens, that is called aperture. It's a very important one. Okay, so aperture is very important. Aperture means nothing but, what is that? The height of the concave lens, that is aperture. Or otherwise we can say that is size of the concave lens, that is aperture. So aperture is mostly represented by its diameter. Concave lens diameter. Is it? So here the diameter that is equal to distance. So we can say the height of the lens, that is aperture, or otherwise we can say the size of the lens, that is also aperture, or otherwise we can say the diameter of the lens, that is also aperture. So both explanation mean same. Both explanations are same. You don't get confusion. Isn't it? It's very simple. So here aperture is very important. So why is aperture is very important? So when the size of the aperture increases, the more amount of light enters into the lens increases. Am I right? So consider this is small size. So this is small size of the concave lens. Okay, I am going to draw the very big size. Okay, so this is very big size compared to this one. So as the size of the aperture increases, more amount of light enters. The more amount of light enters into the concave lens, so due to which we can get the beautiful, brighter and the best quality images. Very best quality images. So aperture is very important for every lenses, every optical instrument. isn't it? So these all are the components of concave lens, isn't it? It's very very simple. You once again recall that. So these are components of what is that? Concave lens. The first one component, what is that? The center point of the concave lens, that is called optical center. Optical center is denoted by the letter capital O. So optical center which has a special property. What is that property? So whenever light goes through the optical center, there will be no bending of light, which means light will go in a straight line because it is act as a, what is that? That is act as a normal. Okay, which means 90 degree normal, isn't it? Yes. So look at the next one, what is that? Center of curvature. So already we know the spherical lens is bounded by two spheres. Okay, two sphere surfaces, isn't it? So look at here. So this is sphere 1, that is sphere 1, sphere 2. So this sphere will have a center, that is center of curvature 1. This sphere also will have a center, that is center of curvature 2. So center of curvature is denoted by the letter C. So this is denoted by C1, that is C2, because the concave lens has two center of curvatures, isn't it? Next third one, what is that? Radius of curvature. Radius is nothing but the distance between the center of curvature and the optical centers, that is called radius of curvature. So radius of curvature denoted by the letter R, capital R, isn't it? So here this concave lens has two radius of curvature. This radius of curvature 1, that is radius of curvature 2, because it is bounded by two spherical surfaces, isn't it? Next, fourth one, what is that? That is principal axis. Principal axis means an imaginary line, and imaginary line which passes through the center of curvature and the optical center, that is called principal axis, isn't it? That is actually imaginary. So this principal axis is perpendicular to the face of the two lens. So this is one face, that is second face, isn't it? So next, fifth one, which is the last one, what is that? Aperture. Aperture means nothing but the height of the lens or the size of the lens, that is called aperture, isn't it? So aperture is very important. So when the aperture size increases, more amount of light enters into the lens increases, so we can get a bright image, a quality image, very beautiful image, isn't it? It's very very simple. So next one is mostly the aperture is denoted by its diameter of the lens. So diameter and height both are same, you don't get confused. Okay, so these all are the components of concave lens, isn't it? So today's class is getting over. I hope this class will be very useful for you. Okay, you don't get memorize anything afterwards. Try to understand the concept very clearly, isn't it? So next class we will see the focus. Okay, the focus for the convex lens as well as concave lens, isn't it? Okay, thank you.